Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today is Saturday, and as you know, yesterday I went down to the garden shops and I picked up some plants to go into the yard today inside our retaining wall area. I want to get some of those shrubs installed. It's going to be a fun day for me. It's a relaxing day. We're not doing building on the inside, but what is planned is plants, and I love working with plants. You'll see as we go into the episodes later on, when the house is completed and I start working back here over this area, you're going to see a really neat raised bed garden evolve above the cistern. There's enough soil above the cistern for the shallow rooted types of vegetables. We'll go back there, as well as some of the other things that we're going to be doing here in the backyard. Well, anyway, this morning Ness told me, keep your intro short. So I'm going to keep the intro short, and we're going to get started here just in a little bit. Anyway, here's Ness. She's over here. We're doing our little chat this morning. Like I said, she told me to keep it short, so we're going to keep it short. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. So I think I have everything I need. I'm already, you gotta look at me. I am already sweating this morning. I did some cleanup, as you saw, that I also downloaded all of the supplies that we're gonna use today. That was in the back of the truck. It's a bit humid in the Philippines. I don't have to tell that to anybody who lives over here. But believe it or not, it's less humid than my hometown of Charleston, South Carolina. It's crazy humid there on the East Coast, Southeast Coast. And we are a little bit with elevation, so it stays much cooler here. Plus, we get this wonderful breeze all the time. So let's get back to what I was originally going to talk about, and is our gardening that we're going to do today. So what I did was I downloaded all the stuff that I needed, and I picked up the tools I need. I have my shovel, I have a spade, I have one of the claw things to kind of break up some of the soil. I have the topsoil with the coconut husk and everything built into it's all kind of mixed up inside there. I did open up a bag and I noticed there was a lot of ants inside there, and something I don't need to bring from Calamba to Lipa. I don't need to bring any additional ants. So I kind of sprayed in there just a little bit to try to knock down, but the ants will end up going away, especially once we treat that area and we do a poisoning. And I still haven't found a company yet to do the full poisoning. I don't know if I told you the story. We had somebody come out to do an ocular. They did the ocular. They were supposed to call me back. They came out on Saturday. They were supposed to call me back on a Monday. I didn't get a call back on a Monday. The following Monday, I still didn't get a call back. But in the meantime, I got the information of another pest control company from my Ironworks crew, and I'm going to call them, and then I'll do a follow-up back with the original one, and then what we'll do, we'll compare prices and services. And I will let you know what it would cost to do this entire yard plus the house, and what services that involves. So let's get back to the task at hand. Oh, what I wanted to show you, what I'm going to do, it's kind of a few step process. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out my pattern. I always like to do that ahead of time. You lay your plants, you put them in the line that you want to do. Now, one of the things a lot of people make a mistake when they're planting their garden, they plant their plants too close together, because remember, they're young, and when they're young, they're going to grow, they're going to get bigger. That's a big problem that people do around here with trees, especially when they plant the mahogany trees. They get the mahogany trees way too close together, or the mango trees, and you know how big both of those grow. What you have to do, you have to think ahead. How big is it going to grow? If I'm going to prune it, and I'm always planning on keeping a certain size, it's okay. Think about that spacing though when you're putting that down inside the in the ground. So most of these plants right here, these are very small plants, and especially these aren't going to grow really that big. And I can prune them also. I want them to be low lying, not tall, and a little bit wide. So I'll estimate the width. And I get a good grasp on it by the ones that I've had over there, and those have been in the ground for about 6-7 months already. Plus these plants here, they don't grow like crazy. They're kind of slow growing. But what's nice about these plants is you can prune them the way you want them. You can maintain a height and width. So when you space them, just keep in mind when they get to the growth level that you want, that you have the proper spacing. Again, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to position the plants where I want them to go. Then I'm going to mix up some soil mixture using the existing soil plus some of this coconut husk topsoil mix right here. Plus I have a secret ingredient. I remember when I was back in the apartment, I used to save all my coffee grounds and eggshells. Well, I still do out here. And what I'll do is I'll also mix this into some of the compound. Coffee grounds are great. They're organic and they break down and they are like a compost, and they add to your soil. So I'll add that to some of the mixture, and I'm going to mix everything up in the wheelbarrow. I'm just going to make, it's going to be like a recipe, it's like a cake mix. We're going to get it all mixed up, and I'm going to add one more ingredient. I got some fertilizer from them, and the gray fertilizer that you normally get from your garden shops and your agricultural places. This is normally, the gray stuff is normally more like a 14-14-14, or it'll be something that's more in tune with your plants, your shrubs and your plants and your vegetable garden. Now, if you get something in bags and it looks like salt, it looks like white, large, extremely large grain salt, something like if you had sea salt or something like that, and that's going to be almost pure nitrogen. And a lot of times what those are going to be, they're going to be something like 4900. It's going to be all nitrogen, and you can use it. That's what I used on the backyard, because I couldn't find a 400 or a 700 or 800. I couldn't find that around here. But I use it, and it seems like the backyard is responding okay to it. Normally, if you put too much nitrogen down, you get too much growth too fast. But that stuff, I broadcast it very, very lightly, and it seems like it's doing okay. Although that's not my choice of the nitrogen spread that I would normally use. So okay, so I told you spacing out, doing all the mixing of everything inside. Then we're going to dig a hole. And then we're going to add some of the soil mixture that we put inside there. Then we're going to mix everything up and put our plants in place. So let me get started with that right now. Well, I just wanted to keep you in line with what I'm doing here. I'm taking a break for a second from the garden over there, over the shoulder that I've been starting with over here. And the reason I stopped over there, I got to thinking, my wheelbarrow is starting to fill up. Remember, I'm adding a full bag of the coconut topsoil mixture, and along with the existing soil, you mix the two together. The plants love that, shrubs love that, trees love that, because they're already used to the pH of the existing soil and the conditions. They have, it's like it already has a balance and has adjusted to the existing soil. So when you mix it all up together, it still has that soil, but it has some new nutrients. If you add too much richness, then what might happen, you might go into a little bit of a shock, but you always add the existing soil. So I got to looking over here and I'm like, oh, I forgot about these guys. Well, you remember when we put the red palms in over here, we put them in really fast and we didn't do any soil preparation for them, which is one of the reasons why these aren't growing like crazy. They have a lot of yellowish look inside their leaves and not lush green, and it's going to take a lot longer. So I decided what I'm going to do, because since I'm doing the mixture, I have extra soil with the mixture, because remember, we're expanding and expanding, because we're adding a bag of the coconut husk mixture. And so what I'm going to do is I've already pulled this one out here. Now this is the one that the pups have been eating. They chewed all the good growth off of it. But I'm going to go back inside here and I'm going to put the good mixture in here with the fertilizer and everything, that good soil mixture. And I'm going to put it back in, and then we'll observe. I think it will kick back in and it will grow at a faster pace. It should. So let me do this real quick, then I'll get back to the garden over here. Whew. Okay, so as you see, the plants are in that little flower bed. Boy, I'm worn out from that, and working with that plant right there. It was tough getting that out and putting the best soil, the better soil back inside there. So I'm going to take a break here in just a minute, but before I take a break, I'm going to clean up this mess here. I'm going to wash off the pebble rock here. And I want you to know one more thing that you should do after you plant your new plants in the ground with all that really neat mixture, is just sprinkle a little bit of your fertilizer. Hopefully it's a time release or a slow release fertilizer like what I have here, and I've already done it here. And you just sprinkle it around the base of your plant. Then you take your little claw tool that you have inside your garden arsenal, this guy right here, and just kind of chop it up inside there and get it to go below the soil. And when it rains, the rain will go from the top and that nutrient will go down to the roots. Well, I just got a phone call from my neighbor. You say, your neighbor? James, you don't have a neighbor. Well, actually I do have a neighbor. Our friends that own this lot directly across from Villa Feliz, remember this lot and the lot right next to it, they're already sold. And our good friends Bob and Sheila, who own this lot right over here behind us. I think Bob is back in the States, and his wife Sheila is over here visiting her sister. And I just got a phone call from Sheila, and she's going to come over and visit in just a little bit. And if she's not too shy to get on the video, maybe you'll get to meet who one of our first neighbors is going to be here. Now, I will let you know, I believe it's my impression that the first two houses that are going to be built after Villa Feliz in this section right here is going to be Bob and Sheila's. And behind their house, well, actually not behind their house, if you go down the opposite direction, the end of this block, it's broken down into several lots at the very end of this block, and the one in the very middle is by my good friend Ainsley, and he wanted that lot for such a long time. I worked with him. I specifically went down there and did a full review of the lot and picked that one for him, and he is purchasing that lot based on my opinion and my recommendations. I hope I don't let him down with it, but it's a great lot. It's a great lot for a lot of reasons, and I think I talked about that in one of the other episodes. So anyway, let me get, I need to get rid of this soil that's inside here. I still have these extra plants here. What I want to do, I need to work on the red palms, but I think what I want to do right now, that extra soil that I have right here, I'm going to mix it in with this soil right in this area right here. And those little plants that I just bought, these right here, I think I'm going to put a few of them right here on this side. I want to get some color right here next to the stairs going up to the front porch. Let me do that right now, and I think by then, by the time I maybe even get one or two of them in, I think Sheila will be here.
I know you from YouTube. Come here.
So real quick, I'm going to introduce you to my neighbor. And remember I said this morning, my neighbor who is going to be building her house over here, her and her husband Bob. So anyway, this is Sheila.
Hi.
And Sheila's family.
My family, my nephew, nieces.
Hello.
Hello.
And
Andre.
well, Sheila, we just did a walk through the house, but she knows everything about it. She's been watching all the videos from day one. She knows everything about the house because she was telling me about things inside the house here as well. But they're going to be built. When are you planning approximate build at your house across the street there?
I don't know. It's still up in the air. That's why I'm here trying to get things, the paperwork.
Coordination,
Yes.
because she's here doing the coordination and logistics and stuff like that. But during 2019, you think so?
Hopefully.
Okay, hopefully 2019. I need a neighbor.
Yeah, I know.
I thought you guys. It's going to be between you and one of our other subscribers who got lot number 11 right down on the same block that we have here. Our good friend Ainsley, and he's anxious to get started on his. He's from California right now.
Oh.
And where are you in the U.S.? In Arizona,
in Tucson,
right?
Arizona.
That's right. Tucson, Arizona. Oh. The heat.
Yes.
The heat in Tucson is crazy.
117.
117.
Dry heat.
And what is that in centigrade?
Oh my God.
Hot.
I don't know.
Hot.
Very hot.
Very hot.
In the oven hot.
I gotta tell you, Arizona is probably one of the hottest places I've ever been in the United States. It's crazy, crazy hot there. So I just wanted to introduce you to Sheila and her family. And when they start doing the build over there, maybe we can sneak some pictures.
Yes.
And, while we're doing, we'll be in the gardening stage here. In 2019, we'll be doing the koi pond in the backyard here. That's the big project for 2019.
Hi, Ness. I miss you, girl.
Okay, well, they're in a rush. They have some other things they have to do today, and I got to spend a little bit of time with my new neighbors. This is the first time we've been talking back and forth over the internet, over email and chats like that. I think you've been on Skype. You've been on Skype with Ness, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
many times.
Many times. So I'm gonna let them leave, and I'm gonna get back to gardening because I still have a lot of gardening to do. Well, thank you guys for coming and visiting.
Thank you for your hospitality.
And I'll catch up with you and Bob later on.
Definitely.
Okay. Are you probably wondering, James, why you're watering? Didn't you just say that you've been getting more rain than ever in the Philippines than when you were there last year? Well, that's true, but I haven't gotten any rain, really any appreciable rain for the last, several days. And remember, I just cut all this grass, and I cut it down low enough, and I got these brown spots. And I want to make sure that the roots get some good water and they start turning green again. I didn't put any of the fertilizer down, that nitrogen fertilizer that I put in the backyard, but I might sprinkle a little bit of that if I know that we're going to get some rain. It looked like it was going to rain all day long. As a matter of fact, when Sheila and her family were leaving, it started sprinkling just a little bit, but nothing that I can call real rainfall. So you can see over my shoulder there, the garden got put in today. The goal was to put those shrubs, those plants inside that little retaining wall planter area, and it got done. I like it. I think I every time I put a plant in, it just feels more and more homey. Even though the house isn't complete yet, but it's making it feel more homey. And I did some on the side over there by where the driveway goes straight down. I did two. I put two in, but I ran out of that nice coconut mixture that I got from the garden shop the other day. So tomorrow, Hapon has an appointment. Hapon is supposed to be going to the vet. He is going to the vet. And he's going to get all of his shots. And he's going to get that thing done where he can't make any puppies anymore. We don't need any more puppies around here. So that's going to be for tomorrow. Now, if I have a chance, I don't know how long he will be in the vet. If they say come back in 2 hours or something like that, maybe we will run to that new garden shop if they're open on Sunday. The garden shop very close to Wilcon, and we'll see if they have more of those bags of that additive for the soil, because I really want to redo some things, and I want to put down some more plants along the side of the driveway. So that might be the trip of the day for tomorrow. So I'm going to close for today. Thank you for hanging in there with me while I was doing gardening. Now I know for some people, gardening doesn't seem to be that exciting of a thing to do. But what I find, and I believe it's probably true for many people, as you start getting a little bit older and you get away from tech, you want to get away from technology. Even though I still have technology with my smart TV and things like that, but you'll see, once we move in, I will be spending more time in the yard, and I will be getting away from technology. I like getting away from technology, and I enjoy going back to nature. There's something nostalgic about nature, and I'm all into nostalgia. I believe when you were growing up, when I was growing up, when I was a child, and we didn't have all the technology that we have today, I was really happy as a little kid, and that's how I feel when I'm in the garden. When I'm playing in the yard with my hose and the plants and the dog and things like that, I feel peaceful. I feel at ease. I feel relaxed. Let me know if you feel the same way, and let me know if it's one of those kind of things that you started feeling that when you started getting a little bit older in life. But I enjoy it a lot. So again, I'm going to close for today. Tomorrow, again, vet and maybe a garden shop. We'll see. So if you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up. Please share. And if you have not subscribed, just click on that little My PI Dream heart in the bottom right hand side of the screen. You'll be subscribed and you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. So until such time, you have a wonderful and blessed weekend.